the road.
So because the festival also you see a lot of communist side like Saigon and Hammer beside our flag star. Because this country still ruled by communist country, one party, the Communist Party. But the economy is completely free market economy, just like China. I think the University of Social and Humanity on the left-hand side, and University of the Medical on the right-hand side. German, Chinese, Japanese, Spanish in the evening foreign language school. On the left-hand side, the hotel Sofitel, French hotel. Then the next one, lottery ticket, lottery company, which you can see. But the next one is the British Council. The British Council on the left-hand side. Classic South Korean company. And the left-hand side is the church. We stop later for photos. Notre Dame Cathedral in Saigon. Yeah. Then next to that Notre Dame is the General Boss office. The two old French colonial buildings. Stop the photo of two buildings. Western New Year and our New Year quite a little long. Normally end of January, but this year is the 10th of February. Because the year of dragon we have 13 months. Lunar year has 13 months. The year of the snake only every year one leap year. To take 12 months. And then that every 3 years we have one leap year. And that is 13 months. Because the lunar month only have 29 days or 30 days only.
Chúc mừng năm mới, Happy New Year. That's in our language. Chúc mừng năm mới. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you here because I want to give my introduction about the history of this building and a little bit about Vietnam War, because we don't have time to tell you the whole things. Decades, the building, it used to be the South Government Parliament, where the presidents live and work from 1966 to 1975. But you know that the South Vietnam ruled for 21 years, not 9 years. So from since 1954 to 1975. So where the first building is only that the same place, but different buildings. The first building is in here, right here. The French government built 1868, 10 years after France occupied Saigon. They laid the first stone right in the center of the city to build the French Indochina headquarters. Of course, the French took South Vietnam without a couple months. Saigon, then Mekong Delta, a couple years later, and they took Cambodia. It's about a couple years later, and then South Vietnam, Frank called Cochin Chai. They took Tonkin, North Vietnam. They called Tonkin, and then they took the middle part of Vietnam in 1893. So they got whole Vietnam. And 1895, the Frank got Laos. So they got 3 countries. 1895, the Frank got whole Indochina. Indochina, that land, big wing, in Indian and China. Okay, so you know Indochina, right? In 1954, after the Franks were defeated by Ho Chi Minh soldier named Bill Phu, so they had to went to Geneva for the agreement table, and after Geneva Accord, the country of Vietnam, the Frank left Vietnam, withdrew Vietnam, and the country will divide into 2 parts. North ruled by the communist government, Ho Chi Minh was president. South ruled by republic, backed by the U.S. and the Prime Minister Jim D.I.E.M. Okay. But in 1962, the French, in 1954, French handled the old building, old palace, to the South Vietnam government. And the South changed the name from the Frank Indochina to Presidential Palace. And he lived in the French palace until 1962. Now, what happened in 1962? A military coup of the South Army dropped 2 bombs and cut the left wing of the French building, and he had to build a new one. He get a new one. But November 1st, 1963, when this building under construction about 6 months, he was assassinated. Yeah, just 3 weeks before President Kennedy. Yeah. And you know, during the first South Vietnamese president, there's only American advisors in Vietnam, no any troops here. But when the Kennedy president was assassinated, Johnson decided to send troops, because when the South Vietnamese president was assassinated, the Viet Cong was increasing in the South, force increasing in the South, and the forecaster therefore saw that just that 1 year, 1965, the Viet Cong could take over the South. And that's made Americans very worried about the communism, about the domino theory. If Vietnam fall, the communists or the country follow. And that's a big trouble. So American Johnson decided to send troops to Vietnam. And that is the start of war. And then the building is built in 1966. This one finished in 1966. And from 1963, when the first was assassinated, into 1966, the 3 years, there are about 20 governments in the South formed with this law. Only a couple months, couple weeks, until the second President Thieu, he's a 4-star general, who took the chair. Yeah, and he moved to live here. And then he ruled until 1975. But you know, 1973, American withdrew Vietnam. 1973, sorry, after Paris Accord. And the South government drew another 2 years before the Viet Cong took over. 1975, 30 April, the 10 came through the gates of the palace. And war over. We got 10,000 days of war. 10,000 days because starting 1946, after Second World War. 10,000 days. Yeah. So what happened to the last 10 days of the war? The second President Thieu resigned on the 21st. And the Vice President took the chair for 1 week to 28. And the last one who only had 42 hours is Jung the Mihn of Big Mihn, before the tank came over. So he arranged everything to surrender. He was a neutral. He was the leader of the military coup who killed the first one. His servant assassinated the first one, and and he had the brother who worked for no Vietnamese army, even one-star general, and he was home arrested until 1982, before he came to live in France with his family. He got French nationality as well, because he worked for French army as general, 1950. And then 1976, 1 year after the war, the Democratic Republic of Vietnam has met the VC government, Viet Cong government, what they call National Liberation Force, right in this room. And they decided to change the name, Saigon to Ho Chi Minh City. And according to the Prime Minister of the new government, that 200,000 South Vietnamese were in jail for re-education camps from 1 week to 15 years. Okay, and this building will be used at the City Hall for about 10 years. In 1990, they decided to open it to the public. So this is a museum today. And it's also used at the government reception. Okay, the building is built by the Vietnamese, designed by the Vietnamese, nicknamed Ngô Viet II, and built by the Vietnamese engineer. 4-story and a basement. On the top, we helicopter pad, have a helipad on the top, the basement downstairs. And we're going to see first floor, this floor, 2 more rooms, and we go down to the basement. And if any of you would not want to go to the basement because too hot, I will see you in front here about 15 minutes from now. Okay? And now, let's go and follow me. I'm going to show you number 15. Look at South Vietnam and look at the trail, Ho Chi Minh trails. Come over from 200 kilometers from the DMZ. That's where they concentrate every food, weapons and soldiers sent on the way down here. They go through Laos and Cambodia, attack to South Vietnam. This trail is about 13,000 kilometers.
Als je met zo'n rolstoel zit.
Wat is dat? En je wordt daar. Wat is dat? Still improve and complicated. Ladies and gentlemen, here is total stop from the boat building, the church, and the general boss office on the right hand side.
Notre Dame, Saigon. 就马上在2天内就走啊，2天啊，完成了2个钟头。那我就是15年后，然后2天有一个钟比较小。
In front of the big one, that is the second building where the helicopter took people out of Saigon. Little flat, white, old building. In front of the green one, big one.
That was the CIA headquarters.
Saigon Post Office.